All right. Well, we're in town for the Victoria, Texas Independent Film Festival, and we're here with the guys from the Antagonist Movement. We have Ethan Minsker, Rubio and Crispy T, and this is your guys' second year here. And tell us what you guys have been up to in the past year.
Oh, we went to Ecuador and did a project there for 2 weeks. They went to Mexico and did a variety of shows. We did installations in the alley, CBGB's alley, murals in New York City, and put out zines and doing films and all of our general hijinks.
Yeah, and I know that you guys were here in town last year, and you were filming a documentary that you guys are actually screening now. And it's interesting because you mentioned to me that the film technically isn't finished. It's still a work in progress. You're still adding on to it and editing it. But yet we're gonna film it. We're gonna screen it here. I guess
it actually works out like Anthony pressured us to have the film play in the RXSM, and I said fine, but it's still changing. And in Austin, we were actually shot some more cutaways that we edited into the version that we'll show tonight. And then I'm shooting more cutaways that will be in the next version, and then I have to do one last interview. And then plus we had to get the releases for some of the music stuff. But the way we actually make films is that we do an edit of it, and then we screen it in front of an audience, and then based on that, the feedback, we recut it. So instead of doing it with eight people that we approve, we're just doing it at the festival. So the last one, these guys actually made comments, and then I made changes to the film based on their comments that you'll see. So we call this like cinema frantic, so it's the frantic energy of creating an organically built film. So it's like we have concepts that we try to make with the film, or I do, but the process that we implement on top of it actually changes the editing and the outcome of the entire film.
And I know one of the things you guys do is you guys don't just come in and you don't just screen movies. You also do things. You're doing an art salon this coming weekend where you're bringing in artists, and they're going to be showing their stuff and kind of explaining to people who show up more about their art. And then Jay and Crispy, you guys are doing another mural in town. And I think that's very interesting because your first one was in Victoria, and since then you guys have gone on to do many murals in many different places. You guys want to talk about that?
It's been amazing. That's the thing that's so cool about this film festival is that there's so many other opportunities for other artists to do other things, like us doing that mural, and that kicked off just an insane run of different murals for us. We did that, and somebody saw a picture of it and asked us to do one in New York. And as we were painting that one in New York, some people from Chihuahua walked by and brought us to Chihuahua a few times, and then Ecuador, Texas, just all over the place, all just kind of snowballed from being down here last year. So,
and it's interesting because last year we had a hard time finding a wall for you guys to do. I don't know if you guys knew that because people really didn't want their walls painted. And this year we're doing 3 walls with you guys and Spray TX and also Bern, who's from Germany. So now, because of the film festival, we're going to have 5 murals up in this town, where before there was like maybe 1 downtown, and it was a pre-approved city project from years ago. So I mean, you guys were part of this pioneering project that is hopefully will be added on. It's gotta feel good to be a part of that.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm just so glad to be a part of this film. I was just talking to a random guy on the street, and he's like, I've been to film festivals all over the world. He's like, this is the coolest one. He's like, there's so much going on here. And the other thing is that Victoria really I don't know if it's like this all year round, but everybody down here is so welcoming to people that are down here doing art. And so, I don't know, I feel like they're into what's going on here. It's great to be a visitor and to come here and to have that kind of energy. And, and you wouldn't think coming from up north that a small town like Victoria, Texas would be that amazing and that cool, but it has been, right?
There's something really cool about a small festival or a smaller, a smaller thing, because you can have the graph element or the outdoor arts element, and you can still have the film element, and everybody can get along really well, and you can kind of, there's a synergy that can kind of happen with the festival, And I think that it really helps that it's small, where if it was so large, then the two sides would never really see each other. We just got back from South by Southwest, and there was the RXSM Festival, the South by Festival. There was so many different facets of South by Festival, and then there was the Spray TX and the graft scene trying to do a festival based off of that too. And it was just so much going on, but you don't see half of what else is going on. You don't meet half the other people, even a quarter of the other people, because you're just kind of focused on what you're doing. But out here in a smaller festival, we all run into each other, we all have dinner together, and it's kind of, it's really nice.
Excellent. And so I know that, so the film's going to get done. You still have a couple more things to do. I know, Ethan, that you've already published 2 books and you're working on a 3rd. But what's the next big project for you guys?
Well, I'd like to say that the unfinished film is actually playing in a big cinema house in Ecuador.
Nice.
So it's actually screening in like the art house theaters, and it's still not finished. Yeah, the next thing, Crispy will go more into it, but it's we're doing a project called Dwelling, where it's about the loss of your home, and it's another one of the larger art projects that will be mixed with a film, and that'll be centered in Australia. Hopefully, that's what we're working on, the next international show. But that's more through Citizens for the Arts, and Crispy has a better rundown and explanation of that than I do.
So Citizens for the Arts is our nonprofit, and what we do with that is just we bring art to different places and I don't know, foster an artistic community internationally and locally, etc. But if anybody's listening and they're interested in checking that out, please check out citizensforthearts.com. And if you're feeling generous, you can make a tax-deductible donation there to help us get to Australia.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually helping a larger community, not just us going on vacation in Australia. We'll build the community.
Yeah, sorry, thanks for
it's a lot of work.
that.
And that's something like I had mentioned before. You guys don't just show up, screen a movie, or show up, paint a mural. You guys do workshops, you network with other artists, and then you teach them stuff, and as well as learn stuff from them.
Yeah, and then the more important thing is that we continue to foster that relationship over years. So we just went to Ecuador. We had artists from Germany and our guys from New York, and then met new Ecuadorian artists that we want to bring to Australia. So that's the reason why the nonprofit is important, because trying to get this international community to move to a new location, create new routes, new opportunities, that helps not just the individual new community, but the older, the last community we worked with. That's the whole point, is making a network of artists that multiplies your opportunities, and it pushes art in general in a better direction, I think. Gives more opportunity. Yeah, I said that. Sorry.
Excellent. And is the website where people can go and find out more and also keep up to date with you guys is?
Antagovision.com is the general site. For the film, it's Self-Medicated Movie on Facebook, and then citizensforthearts.com is the nonprofit. And we have a Facebook page for that.
ContemporaryAdultMusic.com if you want to see what me and James are up to.
Excellent. And guys, we thank you for your time today and appreciate it.
Thank you.